All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video, sort of a Dead updates video for today. We'll start things off by giving our thoughts on some recent comments from Jadis actress Pollyanna McIntosh, who did confirm for us that yes, in fact, the Walking Dead movies are still happening. All right, so I thought this would be a good one to go ahead and lead with for today, so we can go ahead and just go through this one because that's one thing that we haven't really had a lot of news on. I'd say in the last few months. I do think there was an episode of Talking Dead where Scott Gimple was supposed to be on, where he might have given us some information about the Rick Grimes movies. But link will be in the description for this one for you guys to comicbook.com, so you go ahead and read about this one. And it is that Pollyanna McIntosh has. Or McIntosh, however you say, has let us know that the Walking Dead movies are in fact still happening. So it says, quote, I just wanted to let you know that I can't talk about the Rick Grimes movies in that, but they are still happening. So that's really good. So she's confirming for us that yes, they're still a work in progress. Yes, they are still happening. And it sounds like it's just taking a little bit longer than, maybe some of us had anticipated. Now, it's been a year since Rick left in the helicopter and everything like that, since we saw that, right? So, it makes sense that people are starting to be like, hey, when are those movies coming out? When's the movies? What's going on? But also, it says here that she's not supposed to talk about it. So, they have confidentiality agreements, stuff like that. So it makes sense if we haven't heard anything from Andrew Lincoln, that the reason why is probably because, he's not supposed to say anything about it. So they're not supposed to talk about it. So that makes sense exactly why. And also with him doing that other movie, Penguin Bloom, some people were kind of upset because they just want to see him back as Rick in Walking Dead, which makes sense. They're huge fans of Rick, so they want to see him back as Rick as soon as possible. But it sounds like for him to do the other project is probably because the movie stuff wasn't ready yet. So literally, it's like an in-between project for him to do this other movie, and maybe he wanted to do it, so he took the role and he decided to do that, which of course is completely within his right. But you guys know how crazy Walking Dead fans can be, right? So it makes sense. But also at the same time, it's like, okay, he's doing this because he's got some open time, and it's going to take them a while to kind of get everything laid out. I'm not sure if originally the movies were supposed to be like this big Universal kind of studios type of deal where we would be able to go to the movies and see it at the movie theaters and stuff like that. I'm glad that they're actually going to be, because a lot of people had thought when it was first sort of announced that they might just be like little TV movies produced by AMC, but it sounds like they're going to be big time and everything like that. And as a result, yes, it's going to take some time, and it's sort of I would say the press on it is kind of locked up. They sort of like she says here, like that's all she can say is that yes, it's happening. That's about it. So what does that tell us? It means that they don't want them. They're kind of controlling it. They don't want them to to talk about it too much or anything or give anything away. But at least she can let us know that yes, okay, they're happening. Which I'm a lot more of a fan of Jadis now than I ever was before the helicopter scene in the Walking Dead. Right? At least she helps us out now to let us know, like, oh, don't worry. Yes, the movies are still happening. Don't worry, they're not canceled or anything like that. Yes, they're happening. They're just taking a while because movies do take a while, right? It's just what it is. It says, quote, and I'm looking forward to probably being a part of them. So that part's kind of interesting. So she's not 100% sure even if she's going to be a part of the movies, but she probably will be. And I would think as well that she probably will be, at least in some kind of scenes there near the beginning of the first movie. Now, she might not be in the second movie or third movie if they get around to doing those, if they're able to finish a whole trilogy, but at least she'll probably get us started with maybe the movie starts where they're in the helicopter and they kind of arrive or something like that, and she'd still be there, I would think, at the start of the first movie. I guess it's not 100% guaranteed for her, but you tend to think so. Just know that you guys are kind of waiting out there, and I'm waiting too, and looking forward. That's it from a little bird in La La Land. So I don't know about that part. It's a junkyard statues and stuff. I don't know, crazy stuff. I don't know if the actress is as crazy as the character. I wouldn't think so. But that's fine. So at least you let us know that. That's good. Gimple, get on it, man. Let us know what's up. Come on, man. You gotta give us something. We're waiting here. You're cooking it like crazy. Let us know when the thing's going to be ready or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it is. So that's one thing. So just for you guys, don't worry, it's still happening. It's just that, it's slow progress. Next one is from the actor who plays Alden, and there was some kind of discussion about this because Angela Kang did say that, quote, the door is always open, and says that, Andy, you can come back anytime for the Walking Dead TV series. So this is this part here, too, because some people were discussing this one and wondering, like, Trevor, why haven't you touched on her saying that... that Rick could return to the TV series. Okay, so I think we'll kind of just briefly go over this again, but the actor who plays Alden says, quote, just for the plain and simple fact that I love Andrew Lincoln personally, I would really like to work with him more. I think that's how you say his name, told 9 Honey Celebrity, we had some lovely scenes together, and he made it super easy to come on the show in the first place. It's a big, intimidating program, and so you have the lead of the show make things so comfortable and so welcoming. It's tremendous. So then it says, quote, for Angela Kang, not this season, but man, I would love if he did, about the possibility of him returning when asked if he might come back to the Walking Dead small screen. We were talking about having him direct something for a while, but then he wanted to focus on some acting stuff, and he didn't want to drop out on us at the last minute if something came along. And he's been doing a movie lately, but it says here, like, the door is always open and that he could come back anytime. So that's from, Angela Kang, showrunner of Walking Dead, of course. That's from her side of things. But as I explained in another Q&A I think I did the other day, which is why I won't go into this one too long here, but basically, for the people who asked about this one and my thoughts on this one, she's not confirming that he's going to return. She's basically saying that, they would love to have him return, but that wasn't why he left to begin with. If you think about it, he didn't leave the original series because they didn't want him. Of course, they're going to want Rick. They're going to want to have Rick. The last thing they would ever want is not to have Rick. And they'd even do movies in order to keep Rick if they have to, if they can't keep him on as a regular a character on the AMC TV series. So what she's saying is that, of course, from their side of things, he could always return. That door would always be open to him for him to come back. But that was never kind of the situation to begin with. The situation is that, obviously he's going to be doing the movies. He's kind of gone for that. And, it happened right after his contract sort of ended that they did a little small extension for like another, 5 episodes in season 9. But the thing is, you have to understand is that... he said categorically, that he won't be returning as Rick in the TV series, and also it says that that he expects or they expect to see the movie trilogy finalize or complete Rick's story. So to see the final kind of the end of Rick's story, it's going to be in the movies instead of in the TV series version. So of course they would always keep the door open for him to come back, and they'd probably love it if he did. But I tend to think that in terms of the way everything would work out, it'd probably only happen if he really just wanted to for fun. And considering how much work it is for them to do everything, it's probably not going to happen. So for those of you guys who are like, Trev, why haven't you done a video on this? Whatever, because it doesn't really mean anything. It's like it kind of goes without saying from the start that of course they'd love to have him in the series. Of course they would, and of course they'd never say no if he volunteered to come back or he wanted to come back and do that. It's what it is it's that it's that's not the situation. The situation is that it's likely not going to happen. So I would like to see at some point, that would be cool if we could see at least a hallucination scene or something with him. But I wouldn't hold my breath, and I wouldn't expect to see that really at all. It sounds to me more like they've signed the deals for the contracts and everything for him to be in the movies, which is why categorically he said he won't be returning. So that's final, I would say. Especially when the paper hits the pad, that's when it's basically over. You're not going to see anything past that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The Walking Dead's JDM still holding out hope for a Negan prequel movie. So this one's kind of cool that he did say. Not sure what the deal is with those films, though. So he was talking about on the movies. Neither were any of us, but luckily, thanks to Folly and MacDash, now we know that the deal is good, and it's just taking a little while to get everything set, right? And then he says, so about the still untitled Walking Dead movies, right, with Andrew Lincoln. waiting like you to hear about old Ricky Grimes movie. And then he says, I have my own thing for possible films, Morgan added. I'm still holding out for a Negan story based on Robert Kirkman's graphic novel. I'd love to film that. Love, love, love. So it sounds like maybe, he would be down. Now this one I kind of like is that he would be down to see a Negan movie, and it sounds like he would want to do it, like a Negan origin movie, like how the Saviors got started or something like that. And you guys know I would love to see that too, like a here's Negan movie type of thing. But the thing is like AMC's probably not sure, because the thing is once Negan came into the series, like that was when everything started to kind of come down, and less people were watching it every year, right after Negan arrived, and season 7 premiere it was like the biggest, and then we'll go into that later about the popularity of The Walking Dead. And I think comicbook.com did like a article on how Negan is bad for, the data shows Negan's bad for The Walking Dead, right? So I don't know if AMC would want to do like a Negan origin story, if he has enough fans that people would actually want to see it. Of course, you guys know I would love to see it. I know a lot of you guys would love to see it, but we have to, consider like the casual viewers, whether or not that's something that they would want to see, and whether or not they would want to work that out. But as long as you have them in the regular TV series, that's probably fine. I'm good with that. Just don't kill them off, right? But that would be so cool if they could do something like that. But I'm happy to hear that at least he would want to do that too, and he'd be down to actually do a Walking Dead Negan origin movie too. Here's Negan. That would be so sweet, right? Negan starred JDM names his huge peeve about The Walking Dead. So he also said that one of his huge peeves, he says, I can't remember. I saw Melissa McBride once in the parking lot this year. JDM tweeted when asked if he'll work with McBride in the future. I've never been lucky enough to share screen with her. A huge peeve of mine. In a subsequent tweet, Morgan added, everyone wants to work with Melissa. No one more than me. They knew years ago I wanted to work with her. So that's true. And people have pointed that one out too. I think fans have noticed that as well, that Carol and Negan have never had a scene together in The Walking Dead. So they'll have to get working on that maybe for next year. Or maybe later on this year we could see a scene with the two of them at least meeting for the first time. That would be really cool, because it's just never lined up. They've just never ended up doing it. So for whatever reason, however the story went, it just we never got to see a scene between the two of them. So that's fun. And then we'll just do a few Q&A questions for today because that's quite a bit to go through already. But yeah, thank you guys for all the positive comments about the house tour we did. If you guys missed it this week, we did a Trev's Cribs, YouTuber Cribs, right? Which I have done before when we first moved in, but that was like 6.5 years ago. So the place looks a lot different now. I thought it was a good time to go ahead and do that with you guys. So thank you guys for all the positive comments and feedback about that. I'm glad you guys like taking a look around. And like some people I quoted, like, yeah, Trev's just a regular guy, and that's true. You know, that's true. I am just a regular guy. Like, I know you guys see me on camera, but it's like, yeah, I'm just a regular guy, just like you guys. You know, I just live in a regular, you know, even an older house. Like some of you guys probably live in a nicer house than I do. You know, to be honest with you. But that's kind of how we are. You know, we're kind of frugal, that kind of stuff. We don't spend a whole lot, and you know, we don't have a chandelier and stuff like that. So maybe one day we might do that, but right now we haven't done that yet. But yeah, so some good stuff here. Thomas had to say, like the video of the house tour, but taking down the Walking Dead stuff. Come on, man. We're here for Walking Dead. In 2020, we'll have 42 episodes out of 52 of the year, I believe. So, yeah, Tom is right, man. There's going to be a lot of Walking Dead on next year. That's true. And I did get your guys' feedback when I even mentioned the possibility of taking down some of the Walking Dead stuff. And people were outraged, so so don't worry, guys. I've reconsidered, and I've decided, like, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll just kind of adjust around and maybe update some of the stuff. Maybe I'll put one Turtles poster on the side or something and change the background up a little bit, but I won't totally get rid of all the Walking Dead stuff. And even if I do, you know, sell parts of this ridiculous collection you guys got to see, the Walking Dead stuff I've decided I'm going to keep, you know, because like that's a big part of the channel with you guys. That's my passion with you guys. And so if it comes down to Walking Dead or Marvel or DC or Dragon Ball or Turtles or whatever, Walking Dead should probably be at the very top of that list of stuff to keep. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do for that. So, and then Krista's Garden said, this will be the last one for today. Thanks for the tour, Trev. You have an awesome wife. There aren't many ladies that would let you keep your toys all over the house like that. So, yeah, that's really true, right? I've heard people say that to me a good number of times. When they see my collection, they're like, whoa. They're like, your wife lets you have that? And my response to them is always pretty much the same as like, bro, or I guess sis in this case, this is not open for debate. This is not an open discussion. If you try to come between me and my don't you try to come between me and my Walking Dead stuff. You know, Krista, I will shut that shit down. No exceptions. So you cannot come between me and my Walking Dead stuff. And she knows that. And luckily she's respectful of that. We can discuss, we can have negotiations, right? You want to talk about contracts and stuff. We can have contract negotiations about the Marvel stuff, the DC stuff. You know, maybe, no, Turtles not really now. That's not up for debate either. But when it comes to Walking Dead stuff, that is absolutely, you know, like I said, that is, you know, that's not up for debate whatsoever. It's not. This is not something. Let me get something straight for you, Chris. This is my house, okay? This is my house, and in my house, I will put what I want where I want it. She can put what she wants to, as long as I'm okay with it. So let's just be clear on that. But the Walking Dead stuff is, you know, and stuff like that is like, yeah, it's not like I ask permission or anything like that. This is my place. I do what the F I want to do, right? Okay, so I don't know about, you know, you guys, the way your relationships work or whatever. You know, I understand a lot of you guys, you got to check with the wife, whatever, it's cool, that kind of thing. But, you know, in my situation, no. In my house, I do what the F I want, right? So that's what it is, especially when it comes to Walking Dead stuff. So there it is. Not to get territorial on you there, Krista. It's cool. But just to be clear on that, okay? We need to be some clarity around that, all right? Be crystal clear. That's what it is. Anyway, let's call it for today, guys. It's good seeing you guys again. Thumb up the video. It might be a couple days till I'll make another video. We'll see. But I'll try to keep, you know, producing for you guys something. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, like he did say, next year is going to have a lot. Like Tom said, next year is going to have 42 episodes. So there's still going to be lots to do. And I don't want to be all doom and gloom with the channel, guys. You know, with everything. No, there's lots to do. New web cameras coming this week. Can't wait to do our first 4K video. That's going to be cool and see what that looks like and everything. Whoa, Trev in 4K. It's going to be cool. So I don't know, little changes, but some fun stuff coming. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. Have a good day. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.